What's up, Whittier?
Welcome to What's Up, Whittier, a homegrown podcast.
A podcast to showcase Whittier's businesses, personalities, and hidden treasures.
Howdy neighbors, welcome to this week's episode of What's Up Whittier. It is me, producer Christine, here with this week's community corkboard announcements. If it sounds a little echoey in here, just know that we are actually recording in the unfinished WIPA internet radio station studio. So we are waiting for some sound panels that we can attach to the wall. So, we got to check on that and see where Amazon is at. I'm tracking it right now. But until then, let's continue with our community corkboard announcements. Every Friday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., we have the Uptown Whittier Farmers Market located on the corner of Philadelphia and Bright. If you are interested in becoming a vendor with the Farmers Market, please email farmersmarket@whittieruptown.org. Can you believe this weekend is the first weekend of June? I definitely can't. I can't believe the first half of 2019 is already gone. Well, join the Uptown Whittier Association for their annual Uptown Whittier Car Show. Again, this is taking place Saturday, June 1st, all day, so it'll be along Greenleaf Avenue and Philadelphia Street. This is a free event with free admission to the public. It includes live music, vendors, raffle prizes, event t-shirts, and more. This is also a car contest, which is open to all makes and models. There will be trophies awarded in 20 different categories. It's $45 to participate, so if you want to show up on the day of, feel free. The price includes an event t-shirt and a dash plaque. For more information, you can call Cecilia or speak with Olivia at the Whittier Uptown Association office. Their phone number is 562-696-2662. All right, everybody, having coordinated this event last year, I'm super excited to see the turnout for it this year. I'm not coordinating it, but I will be there after 11 o'clock, so I hope to see you all there too. On Thursday, June 13th at 4 p.m., join Claudia Zambrano for a ribbon cutting at the Farmers Insurance office on Whittier Boulevard. Claudia is a new Farmers Insurance agent in the community, and she's also a new member of the chamber. So let's go celebrate her with this ribbon cutting, again, Thursday, June 13th at 4 p.m. at her new office, 14831 Whittier Boulevard, Suite 101, Whittier, California, 90605. If you're on Whittier Boulevard, it's across the street, on the same side of the street as Ralph's, which is right before Colima. Join Claudia Zambrano and her office as they officially have a ribbon cutting to commemorate the opening of her office. Enjoy a mimosa bar, tacos, and music, all while networking with other Whittier locals and business owners. Again, all the ribbon cuttings are free and open to the public. And fun fact, my sister is the office manager there, so if you see her, tell her producer Christine sent ya. So not only are we recording a podcast episode on the 13th, and after that I got to run over to celebrate my sister's office opening with Claudia Zambrano, and then right after that I got to come back to the Future Leaders of Whittier second official meeting. I've mentioned it here on the podcast before. So me, your producer Christine, is one of the founding members of the Future Leaders of Whittier. I am the director of communication. Surprise, surprise. And there are other wonderful people who also founded it with me. So there's Fernando Lopez, who's the president, Courtney French, who's the vice president, and Joshua Eric Reyes, who is the director of philanthropy. If you are interested in learning more about our group, go to www.whittierleaders.com. So the idea is that you come to the group, you do some networking. There's probably 15 to less than 20 minutes, but at least 10 to 15 minutes, I'll say, of curriculum. And so this curriculum is meant to inspire people and kind of elevate them, just have them level up as leaders. So I will be leading the next meeting, which will be in regards to leadership and communication. There's a quote that I really love, and I have it actually as a signature in my email. If you email Christine@whatsupwhittier.com, and it is, when we change the way we communicate, we change society. Which I totally believe in, which is why I do what I do, right? And that's by Clay Shirky. So thanks, Clay Shirky, for that really cool quote. And I hope to see you there Thursday, June 13th at 6 p.m. as I deliver the little curriculum about leadership and communication. Alrighty, everybody, it's that favorite time of the year. You know what it is. It's the 2019 Summer Concerts in the Park series. I absolutely love the concerts in the park, like I say every single week, because it's the truth, I do. And I'm just going to include all of the bands in the group description, so if you want to go to our show notes, you can totally read that. But I'm just going to, for time's sake, I'm just going to share the first concerts of the year, because it's May 30th today as I'm recording it, and our first one is in a month, June 24th. So again, thank you to the City of Whittier Parks and Recreation Department for putting on the Summer Concerts in the Park series. On Mondays at 7 p.m., head on over to Central Park in Uptown Whittier, 6532 Friends Avenue. On June 24th, there is a Disney tribute band. So here's a really good life hack if you can't find any public parking. There's a public parking structure on Bright right across the street from Local Fixture and Flight. You can also enter that parking structure on Greenleaf, and it's right next to the dollar store, across the street from Nemo's, La Monarca, and right next to Laura's Boutique. Again, it's only $2, I believe, to park in there, so just bring some cash and, you could pay to park in the structure. I know the security guys there. They're always really, really nice, and I know that they take care of my car, so they should take care of your car. Again, June 24th, the Disney Tribute Band, 7 p.m. at Central Park. On Thursdays at 7 p.m., head on over to Parnell Park, 15390 Lambert Road. That same week, on the 27th, which is the Thursday following, we will have Stevie Nicks' Illusion, which is a Fleetwood Mac cover band. I love Fleetwood Mac. I mean, Landslide makes me cry every single time. My middle name is Sarah, so I sing Sarah. I just love all the songs. Tusk, that's a crazy one too, right? Alrighty, well, just remember that parks make life better. So if you'd like more information about this, head on over to our City of Whittier website. You can go there, or I can just give you the number to the Parks and Recreation Department, which is 562-567-9450. Bring your lawn chair and your blanket. Bring some snacks. Bring dinner. But remember that pets, barbecues, alcoholic beverages, and smoking are strictly prohibited. There are security and officers that walk around, so they'll definitely tell you something. Like I mentioned, we're recording in WIPA Radio Uptown Central Station Studio here inside the Poet Gardens. The Poet Gardens is located at 13002 Philadelphia Street. Have you ever wanted your own radio show? Well, let me tell you, this is the opportunity. Join us as we showcase the Whittier community voice to the world. You can email info@wiparadio.com, or you can visit www.wiparadio.com for more information. Let's show the world how much natural talent we have here in our community. Registration is now open, but please hurry. There are limited slots available. Here are some shows that we're looking for. We're looking for local high school sports, entertainment news, human interest pieces, a DJ hour, and so much more. If you have an idea, shoot it over and let's talk about it. Let's have a show about tacos and let's call it Let's Taco About It. I'll be happy to produce it. If you'd like, please email me, info@wiparadio.com. For more information about the program, please visit wiparadio.com. Again, we're located inside the Poet Gardens, 13002 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, 90601. And if you want to stay updated on the progress of the brewery and Poet Gardens, please follow us on Instagram. Follow at the Poet Gardens. You can follow at Whittier Brewing Co. and follow at WIPA Radio. Super excited for this opportunity. I feel so grateful to be able to be here looking at the Crystal Marquee and Starbucks across the street, and as I'm recording, saying hi to the neighbors as they walk by. It's more exciting on a Friday morning because of the farmers market, but this is also pretty exciting. So much going on. So please send us an email, info@wiparadio.com. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the announcements. Now on to our great episode. Take it away. What's up? What's up? Whittier. Welcome. Welcome, Whittier.
Dun da da da.
Dun da da dun.
Hey, that's weird. That didn't sound like Remo or Jesse. Oh, hey, Karla. It's Dr. Karla Morel. Oh, shoot.
Not
Wait,
yet.
Sorry.
Not yet.
Almost Dr.
Legally,
Karla Morel.
not yet. Almost.
Yeah. Well, Karla, thank you so much for coming on. Karla from Camino Family Counseling. Appreciate you being here today.
And I just want to give a shout out to Jesse and Remo, and of course Miss Christine for entrusting me with their pod child. Hopefully I don't mess it up too much, but if I do, then you can email Christine about it.
Well, you trust me with your dogs when I dog sit,
Yes.
so I'm like, I feel like I can trust you with the pod child.
Yes.
So that's why we asked you to guest host. Thank you so much. And you're also hosting us.
Yes.
We record, you've been on twice before, and so this is the third time you've been on the podcast.
Yes.
That's super cool. And this is the second time we're recording in your office suite.
Yes. So welcome everybody to Camino Family Counseling. Again, I'm super excited to be here for the opportunity to interview some amazing people about a topic that's very near and dear to my heart. And I just feel like, I'm like already stoked to talk about it.
Okay, great. So, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited to talk about this too. And we have our guests today. We have Melissa de la Cruz and we have Gaetano Gallo. Welcome, you two.
Thank you. Hi.
I'm excited to be here.
What's up, Whittier?
Yes, you guys are both on the Whittier Pride Committee.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep. So we are like the OG. Like every week we kind of we're trying to structure it a little bit differently, but every week we meet new people who want to be involved. But we from day one, the two of us, and then there's like 5 other people that were kind of at the first meeting and have stuck around and who've been a part of it. So yeah, we're here to represent.
Yes.
Well, I want, since obviously I know some about it, and I'm sure some of our listeners have no idea what this is, take us back to like how this whole committee began.
Yeah. So back about 6 months ago, I believe it was 6 months ago, Sayaka Ponce, she is the executive director of the Whittier Youth Build. So they're over there at the YMCA across the street from the high school.
Yeah.
Uptown Whittier.
Uptown Whittier.
okay.
Yeah.
And they're a nonprofit.
They're the nonprofit, so they're kind of the starting point of this. And that program is for the youth in Whittier, ages 16 to 24, who may have not, done well in high school and dropped out, or tried college and it didn't work out. This program is for those youth. The program is for students who want to obtain their GED or learn trade skills. This school fosters that and provides that for the youth in Whittier. It so happened to have a focus on the LGBTQ plus community. So Sayaka has this great program and was realizing there's not really a lot to celebrate the LGBTQ community in Whittier. So she connected with Henry Bouchot. I don't really know how they connected or where that started, but he was all for kind of having a festival. And one thing led to another. Sayaka was able to get a committee gathered together, and then Henry had some people that he knew that would be great for the committee, and then we formed. Yeah. So I'm from Sayaka, so I volunteer with Sayaka at the Whittier Youth Build, and then she's very close with Henry Bouchot.
Yes.
Okay.
So they kind of came up with this, like, I don't know, like a dream team. Or something. I don't know. I would like to think of it as a dream team.
Absolutely.
Because we are, for real, like, to start a first year festival.
Yes. I
is
like that.
I did not know what I was getting myself into. I was
Right.
like all excited about it, and then I'm like, wow, it's like a job, but it's not. Like, we're all volunteers. We're all part of the community. We want the best for this festival. We want the best for the community, and it has been quite an amazing process so far. So those two, Sayaka and Henry, are like the founders. They kind of came up with the idea, and then we established. And this, I think, is like end of January, maybe early February is when we kind of had our first official meeting, and then it kind of
Really?
just took off from there.
So how many amazing people are on this committee, Melissa?
Gosh.
Oh, so again,
God. They come and go.
Yeah.
But there's always that core group.
yeah.
So it's hard to say.
I would
but there's a good group of, 12?
Yeah, there's probably the core group
Yeah.
is 12.
Okay.
So we're trying to structure it a little differently now because we were having so many individuals, which is great. I mean, the community has been so overwhelmingly welcoming of this
Yes.
that we've had so many people that wanted to come to our meetings. And what we found is they just kind of wanted to come to one meeting, lend their support, let us know that they're there for us. They want to kind of know what's going on. If they need any help, if we need any help, just let them know. So we actually are now starting. We're going to do more hosting a like community meeting like once a month and more scheduled where everyone is invited.
Awesome.
And then we'll have our own little like 12.
Yeah, with your subcommittees and stuff like that.
Yeah, we have our little subcommittees. So,
Correct.
so I would say, I think like 12 is like our main core members. But I mean, we've had so many wonderful people that have come that just, we consider them committee members because like, whatever, they're here to help.
Right.
We're not going to say no.
So briefly, if you could like sum up your experience so far, right? I know it's like a developing committee, right? And it's still in the works, but so far, if you guys could like summarize like your personal experience just being part of this committee, what would you say that is?
I got to think about that.
Okay.
So I live in Lakewood. So I don't live in Whittier. I volunteer in Whittier with SIAC at the Whittier Youth Build. So as someone coming from the outside, especially, and then like not knowing really too much about Whittier, I have been so blown how welcoming this community has. Like, I don't know how this hasn't happened before. We have been to so many like events and social gatherings and establishments in Whittier. And I run the social media, so I run all the social media channels, and our social media kind of grew relatively. It's pretty good. I mean, for only being around for like 5-6 weeks.
You guys are super active.
Yeah, we're super active.
Awesome.
And we have had zero backlash. And when I say like we've had zero negativity from anyone on social media, in public, at events we go to. It's overwhelming to see how amazing Whittier is ready for a Pride Festival.
Yes.
And that has been like, I'm so excited. I get to be a part of that. Like, I get to be a part of something that established in this amazing community that is so needed. And it's like, there's so much excitement. So people aren't just like supportive, there's like excitement about it. Like there's like, I'm saving the day.
I'm hyped.
My friend, she's a lesbian and she lives all the way in Camarillo, but I'm telling her to come out. I'm like, okay,
absolutely.
It's just been overwhelming.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is essentially you feel embraced by the community of Whittier
100%,
with this project.
100%.
My next question is, when are you moving to Whittier?
Okay, so that's the funny thing is because
I like that.
the first...
He said that to me too.
I know! I forget where we were.
We were at the LGBTQ mixer at Whittier College.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've like fallen in love with Whittier because it's like it has like so much. There's great restaurants.
Yes.
There's us.
Yeah, all of everyone's become friends.
Yes.
Like I get along with all like our committee, our core committee members. It has become like I have fallen in love. It's cute. There's parks. There's great restaurants. There's
bars.
Like the
With extended
neighborhoods.
hours.
Oh, really?
Yes, due to Henry Bouchot's work in having the businesses extend or at least the bars extend their hours.
Yeah, I think Henry was at a city council meeting and he
Yes.
said, why don't we have an actual policy? And so then the staff started talking about a specific policy. You got to have movers and shakers, people to shake stuff
One more
up.
reason why I love Whittier. I mean,
Boom.
Yeah. So I do talk about that.
Okay.
Side note, my boyfriend is from the Long Beach area, so his family's there. It's going to be very hard to win him over on. But the thing is, we also, outside of the committee, we have friends that live here also and that are part of the LGBTQ community. So if I can make it happen, I would. I will get back to you on that.
Okay.
You won't have to change your zip code, 562.
And we have a realtor.
Okay, well, listen to this one. I still have my original area code because I'm from Western New York. I'm not even from.
Okay.
I have my cell phone number from when I was 12. I kept it, so I have a 716 area code.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome. Unheard of. We're like,
know.
yeah,
So, Melissa, did you gather your thoughts?
Yes.
Okay.
I've lived in Whittier for over 20 years, just a little over 20 years. And I just fell in love with Whittier. I'm not from here. I'm from Laverne.
Okay.
Woo woo.
shout out to Laverne.
Shout out, yes. I'm originally from Laverne and moved out here. And I'm proud. I'm very proud of what we're doing. Not necessarily for myself, believe it or not, but for the youth. Growing up, going through changes, hormones, peer pressure, all the stuff that teens are going through.
Right.
And then to have this fear of who they are and maybe non-acceptance at home or with their peers, maybe they have to hide it. This is nice just to say, hey, you're okay, and we're going to celebrate this day, with you, and you're free to come here and bring your friends and whoever you feel safe with. Or maybe this might encourage someone to come out and be their authentic self.
Right.
What we're doing is so much bigger than just a festival, just that day. Yes. It's setting the tone for this city. Right. It's known to be very conservative. And automatically, when you say, "Oh, I live in Whittier," people, "Oh gosh, why do you live there?"
Right.
Oh,
that's
what?
where Nixon's from.
Yeah,
There's
right?
no
Kidding?
freeways.
Yeah, it takes
too.
forever to get to your house. The list goes on and on of reasons why people object to me living in Whittier. So my wife and I, we ran a gay couples group here in Whittier for 7 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was 2007 to 2014.
Wow.
And we had
Is that about the time of Prop 8?
Yes, it was.
Yes. I was in high school during that time. I
Oh
remember
gosh,
it.
that was horrible.
Yeah.
We had over 100 couples.
Wow.
In Whittier and the surrounding area.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Over 100 couples.
Couples, not even individuals.
Not even individuals.
Wow.
Yeah.
They registered on our site as
As a couple.
couples.
Wow.
So,
Awesome. Cheers to you.
it was very successful, but it was also a full-time job.
Yeah.
Right.
And, I'm just so proud of our community, number one. And then incorporating a gay festival.
Right.
It just makes me so proud. I believe there's a lot of change due for this city to better this city. And I think this is a huge step forward.
I love that you had that group, at that time, and the goal and the mission of this is much bigger than just a fun Pride festival, right? It's about empowering the youth. When I was in school, kids didn't come out. They didn't come out until after.
Exactly.
And I went to school 10 years ago. That wasn't even that long ago, right?
Right.
So, and also there's just so much of LGBTQ history that people don't realize that's in this community also.
Right.
So like that group, I'm sure, really empowered so much of the community. And I know that there's, are you guys involved in like the LGBTQ, there's like another LGBT Whittier? Do you guys know about that group?
Gay Whittier Social or something?
Yes,
Yes.
Whittier Gay Social. Yes,
Yes.
exactly. I've been to some of their socials
The
as
Whittier
well.
Gay Alliance.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it still pretty active? And what is the activity in the community? Do you guys know much? Or
I don't know. They've reached out to me on social media. We're super nice and just like, let us know if you need
totally.
any help. But I've invited them to our meetings. But no, we haven't had really too much interaction with them.
Okay.
But not for any reason. It hasn't. And again, we've only started getting together since February. So
Right.
Everything's still new.
Everyone's still new. Everything's still growing. So
Yes.
I could totally see them probably becoming more involved with us in some way, shape, or form, because the more that we have, the better.
yeah, but in that community that you created, what came out of that community?
Solid friendships.
That's beautiful.
Long-lasting
Beautiful.
friendships.
Yeah.
Actually, some of the friends that I made became family. And
awesome.
my daughters refer to them as uncles. So
Yeah.
it's huge. It's huge. And it was just so nice to have a safe place.
Right.
A safe activity for us, a safe social, or, go out to dinner as a group. And it was so fun.
Right.
I often think about, starting it up again,
Reigniting it.
but I have a lot on my plate as well.
Right.
So I can't bite off more than I can chew.
Well, hats off to you for already pioneering, right?
Snaps.
Something for
Thank you.
Yeah. Pioneering on building community within families, right?
Right.
LGBTQ families, and now
Yes.
it sounds like we're creating a space, a visible space for the youth of Whittier
Yes.
to also create that community and those relationships, right? Because you're absolutely most of our relationships are based on commonalities, based on who your identity is, whether you're a person of color, a woman, part of the LGBTQ community, right?
Exactly.
Like that's where you find your people, right?
Exactly.
And giving the space for these adolescents or young adults to find their people in their community, right? Because we were talking earlier, kind of side note, me and Melissa, we're talking about, there are pockets, right, in San Diego, West Hollywood,
Long Beach.
Long Beach, yeah.
right, that have a prominent LGBTQ population, right? But, if they are able to have that within their community, right? Like, that's amazing.
That would be fantastic.
And that's you guys, so
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that is you.
Yeah. I'm out and proud, let me tell you.
Yes.
At school, I'm very involved in school.
Awesome.
Yeah, at Lucerna. But ever since my kids were little, I've been very involved. And we've had very positive feedback and reaction. People don't react the way I feared they would. There's always a fear of rejection, I think, especially when you're showing your face at school and you're reading with someone else's child, and you kind of think like, oh, are they thinking that I might sexually abuse their child? There's so many like
Preconceptions.
negative
Stereotypes.
stereotypes
Yeah.
of who we are, and I always feared being rejected or backlashed. But thank God, we've had none of that. I think we had one incident with one set of parents. They no longer wanted their daughter to associate with my daughter. And, he had a very religious background and had his strong beliefs. I respect that. And I told my daughter, don't play with her again. I'm just kidding. What's funny is that they became closer after that. And the daughter didn't really seem to care. She would just say, I'm going to go over their house, and that's it.
Good for her.
Good for
Yeah.
her.
She came over, I think, once or twice after that. And yeah, it was kind of strange. But, it was more the parents' issue than the child.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We want the newer generations to be accepting and loving. And, even if you disagree, still be respectful.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, Melissa, I wanted to ask, since you've been, my husband and I have been here in Whittier, I think going on 4 years, right? Okay. Since you've been here for such a long time, have you noticed like an evolution in terms of attitudes towards the LGBT community, or what have you noticed? Oh,
absolutely. Positively, though.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Tell us.
Okay.
Give us the scoop.
Well, I can only speak for, the kids that I see at school.
Right.
For instance, my daughter goes to Lucerna High School, and they had a talent show. 3 gay boys put on a drag show.
Wow, amazing. That's unheard of. That would not have happened 10 years ago.
For the talent show, and I'm talking stilettos, tights.
Yes!
I'm talking.
They already have their ones. Did you have your ones, Melissa?
I'm talking tape.
A real drag show.
Tape and all.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I like how we all screamed yes.
Shout out to RuPaul.
Even I heard the RuPaul's DragCon's actually going on this weekend.
Is it in LA or New York?
LA.
Oh, they brought it back.
Really? I know. Once we get more funding, Whittier Pride will be there.
We'll organize a field trip.
Yeah. But even Whittier High School, we at our not yesterday's meeting, the meeting before that, we had 4 students from Whittier High School come that they lead the LGBTQ group at Whittier High School. Like, for me, that's even huge that a high school has a club. Like, when you think of clubs in high school, you think of like business club,
chess club,
chess club. Whittier High School has LGBTQ club. Or there's a name. They have a name to it, but it's like that is
sorry,
so
but
amazing.
so does Lucerna.
And so does Lucerna.
And I got to represent Cal High. When I was a senior, they started the Gay Straight Alliance.
Yay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's really cool.
Right. So even if the foundation is even starting in the schools, that's all we need. I mean, we just need that
support.
That support, to show that it's it's okay, it's great, they're your friends, everyone's accepted, so it's really
I hate
cool.
to be a downer, but suicide rates are so high.
Yes.
My concern is these kids that feel rejected and have nowhere to go, don't have a safe zone, all these things that can lead to that decision, and that's if we can help prevent that in
Yeah.
any way, that's why I say this day is bigger than just, doing the application and getting to be able to do this and getting all our ducks
The
lined up.
logistics, yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
all about the kids and them feeling safe and getting maybe some resources. It's such a big picture.
Yeah, it's complete systemic impact, right? Not only for the city, but the families within like organizations that I'm sure are going to participate. The kids themselves, right?
Right.
And whatever struggle, if they are going through struggle, is all going to be addressed through this event, or at least given the space to exist.
Right.
Exactly. And I was even thinking, like we were talking earlier, for kids to see that, like Nixon, I was telling you earlier, Nixon Restaurant has been so supportive of us, and just for I think kids to see that, like, that place is somewhere they can go, where they can be themselves. If 3 gay boys want to go there and just be themselves, Nixon is like the most supportive. They're awesome. They love us. They want to help us. They've donated stuff to us.
They've hosted brunches.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a drag brunch with them over the summer. Like, so I think
going to be there.
but like for kids to see that there's even places that they can go. They can go to a restaurant with their friends, and they don't have to worry about like, oh, can like 3 of us go? You know what I mean? It's just,
Right. Like,
for
do they
them
have to
know-
look inside? Who's there?
Right.
Are we safe?
Because
or not?
Whittier's,
That's scary.
because it's not like WeHo or Long Beach where you see there are LGBT gay restaurants that
Like, there are
that you
flags
can't-
in the windows.
There's flags in the windows.
You know?
Whittier isn't at that point yet, but at least they can see that there's establishments, organizations, businesses here that are totally in favor and totally support us. So even if something small like that happens, like, I think that's a win for kids.
And,
Huge.
I kind of had an experience like this Valentine's Day. I went out with my friend Camille. Like, I'm a straight female, right? But I just went out with my friend because we both didn't have dates, whatever. And some restaurants, and I'm not going to say the name, but like turned us away. Like, oh, we're busy. Sorry, it's a 45-minute wait. Like, and I was like, that's freaking weird. And then I was on Instagram, and I saw La Pescadora, which is right across the street from Whittier Village Cinema, said, we accept all love here. And there was like, rainbows, all
I
the
love
hearts.
that.
That's
And I was
awesome.
like, well, well, let's go there. It's like Taco Thursday too, so
Yeah. Right?
Win-win.
yeah. So we went there. So it's like when restaurants, and I know the 6740 also is very supportive.
Yes,
and
they
Modern
actually.
Shaman.
Modern.
So
I'm
when
glad
they-
you said both
when
of
they
those.
post.
Yes.
That's how you know that,
Yes.
that you can be
Right.
Yes.
comfortable there. So I really hope that
Absolutely.
all these restaurants make a presence at the Pride.
Thank you for saying those 2 restaurants because they've been super
Shout
supportive.
out to
Yes.
April from La Pesca, Mike and Kim from Modern Shaman, the
Yes,
40.
because they've reached out to us. They want to help us host events. So absolutely. But could you imagine though if you were a kid that was part of the LGBT community and had that happen? You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
That like it affected you, but it really didn't because you're not part of the
Right,
community.
but
so,
I mean, it affected me because these people are my community.
Right.
Like, that's, like,
That's
you
a
know
good
what I
point.
mean?
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
great point.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm excited.
No, but I'm really excited also just because bringing that, but kind of we're
Well, we've been tiptoeing around it, but maybe I can segue us into the meat of our sandwich, so to speak.
Yes.
And
I like meat.
yes,
me too.
Yeah, me 3.
I guess we're non-vegans. I almost feel ashamed to say that, but I love meat too.
We're not being shaming.
Yeah.
So tell us about this fabulous event, like who, what, where,
Yeah.
when, what do I wear, most importantly.
Okay, anything that makes you stick out. We want color. Like, I
Okay,
think ultimately,
okay.
we
Yes,
want,
I think so.
right? Like we just want a lot of color. So if you
Okay.
have like sparkly, glittery, colorful,
I just wore a bubblegum
like,
colored wig
the
for
more
Pride.
extra
fun.
you can be, the better.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so like,
'Cause-
there's no judgment. I mean,
Sweet.
we want you to stand out. So yeah, I mean, it's going to happen September 28th at Central Park in Uptown Whittier.
Okay.
The time right now is 11 to 6. It might be 11 to 7, but right now it's 11 to 6. It's an all-day festival. Everyone is included. There's no fee. There's no charge. There will be food trucks that you can purchase food for. And then we'll have several vendors, which we're kind of in the works with. All of our vendors are in are from Whittier. They're all local organizations, businesses. So that was the big thing for us, is we were throwing this event. We really, because it's for Whittier and the Whittier youth and the Whittier community, we wanted to make sure we wanted Whittier businesses have first dibs, especially for the vendors.
Awesome.
Now we will have, I don't want to backtrack, or this might bite me if I say this, but we are trying to get bigger sponsors, because like every event or festival, we do need funding.
Right.
And some
Tell me about it.
right. So you may see a bigger organization or company that is super supportive of the LGBT community, and they might not be solely in Whittier, but they have some kind of connection.
Right.
And they've been very generous, and we need that as a first year. So I just kind of want to give that little caveat.
Yeah, so if you're listening and you want to support this amazing
yes.
thing,
we
angels.
we are working on our website now, so that should be done within the next week or so, and we will be able to, we're going to have a donation section where if you want to donate.
So hopefully by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to do that donation also on Facebook, because that's a great. I was just thinking about this the other day. How on Facebook you could do donate for my birthday. I was like,
totally.
We should
Totally.
totally make
We
that
should
all of our
ask for
community.
that.
Yeah, that's what I want for my birthday. Because it is expensive to throw a festival. So yeah, it'll be in Central Park. There's going to be entertainment. We're going to have local drag queens performing. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have local musicians. We're going to have activities. So we're kind of figuring out what that's going to look like. We're really leaning towards a family kids section also.
Right.
The whole thing is for a family.
It's all family friendly.
It's
right?
all family friendly,
Yes.
100%. There's no, so this is the other, it's kind of a bummer, but it's a good thing because, there's not going to be any rowdiness. But we can't have alcohol. So there's not going to be alcohol served. So it can't.
That's great for the restaurants.
Right.
Yes.
That'll be part two. We'll get back to that.
Ahead of the game.
But so we were going to try to do a family kids section where there's going to be fun activities, and we really wanted to make it as engaging and interactive as possible. So we're just playing around with the different ideas with that. We're going to have a DJ, so there's going to be dancing. You need to have dancing at any festival, not even just a Pride festival.
Absolutely. You just need a DJ just to get the party going.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Get the vibe
exactly.
going.
We don't even need a DJ.
We're gonna. You'll be our DJ. We're gonna have an MC. Yeah, it's just gonna be. I think for us, the goal is just for people to come have a good time and just have constantness. I just want constant things going on. I want some people at this vendor. I want some people dancing. I want people watching a drag queen do some crazy performance. I just want you know what I mean? I want people to be having fun and not bored.
Right.
I think that's our ultimate goal with regards to entertainment and that look of a festival.
Well, you guys just participated in your first kind of Central Park festival, right?
Yes.
So how did that
fun.
go? Because I only saw you guys for a little bit. Okay. It was the Founders Day at Central Park, put on by the Whittier Museum, and that's how we kind of met.
Yeah, exactly.
At the Antique Fair, and you came over to the Whittier Museum.
Yes, you were dressed up in some. I don't even know.
It was Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, so
I was the MC for the.
Let me tell you. So that was our first. Outing. So we had 2 or 3 meetings, and I'm in the subcommittee of the marketing and PR of the festival. So I was we just need to be out there. We just need to whatever. We're not going to get a booth. It's too late to get a booth at the Antique Fair. But let's just go walk around with
guerrilla
flyers.
marketing.
Yeah, totally. We were just going to go out there, and so everyone was kind of not nervous, but they're well, what if people are what,
what's the what's the reception?
Yeah, what's the reception? Because again, this is our first time making we're here, and we're walking around with these flyers, and one of the first, so I'm okay, not to be stereotypical, but I'm just going to find someone who's the first person, I'm going to be whoever's smiley, those are the people I'm going to kind of engage with, because, if you're smiling at an antique
welcoming
fair,
soul.
yeah, they're not going to be no, go away. And so, one of the people that I think I spoke to one person before her, was Christine, and she was dressed up in this Alice in Wonderland thing. I'm what's going on over there? And she was her bubbly, happy, smiley self, and I'm going to her. So we just started talking, and she just was, of course, extremely welcoming. I call her a super supportive ally. She was excited. Everything that I've experienced, she was, but she was like the first person. So that's kind of how I met her. She was, I think you were volunteering for the Whittier Museum or something?
Yeah, so I was dressed up as Alice because I was promoting the fundraiser, the Tea Party fundraiser. The theme was Alice in Wonderland, and I was the MC. Because I've had them on this podcast, What's Up Whittier. You can go back a few episodes and listen to that. But yeah, they asked me to be the MC, and so that's why I was dressed up. But yeah, I saw you guys coming, and I was like, I was pumped. I was pumped exactly for the reason that I said earlier, is that I had so many LGBTQ friends in high school that didn't come out. And my friend just has been, she's identified as bisexual, but she was like, I'm a lesbian. I hate men. Like, I don't even know why I even like was with men. Yeah. Because of like the social pressures of high school. It's like that was her last time she was with a man. So it's like, so she's just came out as lesbian. So she and her girlfriend have their apartment in Long Beach, which is why I was in Long Beach for Pride. Yes. And so, I was super pumped when I saw you guys come over, and I was like, okay, let's take a picture.
And then the Whittier Museum, super supportive. Shout out to them.
Totally. Yeah. And that's were like, Whittier.
And that's where they connected us with Founders Day, and that's how they were like, you need to be at Founders Day, and it was like super affordable, which was in our budget. So
yeah, absolutely, why not?
Yeah, like why not? And and then we had our first event at Founders Day in Central Park, so we kind of got to scope out what it looks like. Ours is going to be set up a little bit differently. We're going to have more of like vendors around the perimeter. However, we've had such a high demand for people who want to be a part of it that we might set it up. We might add vendors in the center area, kind of like Founders Day, just because we need more space. So we'll see. I don't know. It's going to be incredible. But yes, Founders Day was awesome. We both did.
Yes.
I totally forgot.
We did the square dancing.
So that's what I was going back to. Every festival, even Founders Day, needs dancing because we did square dancing.
And it was so much fun.
So I want to pick your brain a little bit more because you mentioned, people wanting to reach out, get involved. Is there still an opportunity for that, whether vendors or just people that want, for example, like have a mental health organization that, how do people reach out to you and be part of this wonderful thing that you guys are creating?
I think they can contact SIACA, right?
Yeah, so SIACA, we have a specific email for vendors, so you can email pridevendors@whittieryouthbuild.org. Okay. So that's specifically for individuals that want to have a booth. Okay. So our booths, we will be providing a table, 2 chairs, and an umbrella. So that would become part of the purchasing of your booth as a vendor. There's a different which is great. Yeah. Yes. There's a price for nonprofits and then a price for businesses. That's all in the pack that you would receive if you are interested in being a vendor. So it's pridevendors@whittieryouthbuild.org.
Okay, wonderful.
If you are interested just in general information or volunteering, because we're going to need a lot of volunteers like the day of, and even I think in the summer, just getting towards closer to the event, you could email prideinfo@whittieryouthbuild.org, and that's for like volunteers, or if you want to just help out in any way, that's kind of our generic email address for that kind of communication.
Awesome. Well, for sure, Puptown Dog Boutique just commented on the Instagram. They're going to send their vendor info.
Yes, she's super.
Brenda.
Yes.
Shout out to Brenda.
And shout out to everyone who's been so great on social media regarding that. I know, again, it's a slow process, and everything has to be approved by the city. So if you have not received an email back, we did not forget about you. We are not leaving you out. That doesn't mean you're not accepted. It doesn't mean we're not having you. It's just we needed to, everything has to be permitted, and the city needs to know numbers. So before we confirm anything with anyone or give out numbers or prices, we just want to get that locked down with the city. So
we have to line our ducks up.
Yes, which is there's a lot of ducks we need to line up. So we're not ignoring you. We will get back to you via email.
And we appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So.
I want to go into Karla's Compliment Quarter, which is a new
is that a new segment?
Yes,
Ooh.
It's a new segment.
Are we a first?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
of this segment.
I love a beautiful man in a Britney shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
I just have to say that.
So can I be honest with this shirt?
Absolutely.
Yes. TBH.
Yeah. Well, What's Up Whittier might not like this,
Okay.
but I'm not a big podcast person. Like, I don't listen to podcasts.
I'm not offended.
Don't be offended. It's just, I'm not. So I don't really know much about podcasts. So I told my boyfriend this morning, I was like, oh, I'm going to wear my Britney shirt for good luck because, Britney, she's on the radio. And he's like, you do know you're like, you know what a podcast is. You're not going on like a radio station where they're playing music. And so like, yeah, so this was kind of by accident. I was wearing it because I was kind of like, I'm going to go on the radio. And he's like, you're going on a podcast. And I'm like, it's the same thing, but. So,
Awesome.
So yes.
And then,
that's why I'm wearing my Britney shirt.
Beautiful.
Because I was like, shout out to Britney.
Exactly.
Oh, Brittany.
Yeah, she
and
needs
then
all the shout outs.
to Melissa, my compliment corner was like you being so transparent with your experience and talking about your family. I know oftentimes that's kind of like a reserved thing, but sharing your experiences with us today, like I just appreciate that honesty, right? Because there's so many people in Whittier, right? That again, they want to be visible, they want to be part of the community, but sometimes there's obstacles. So
and need to hear people like Melissa and know people like Melissa and be a part of Melissa's like that.
Yes,
there's so many of us parents in the schools, in churches,
right?
I mean, believe it or not, we go to church,
Yeah.
And businesses, and we're around. We're the community, and we have our stories, and we still show our face every day, and we still put it out there for our kids. And my thing is really just showing my own children as well that it's okay to be you, regardless of acceptance. Be yourself. Know your authentic self, and acceptance and love and support starts at home. You start there, nothing else really matters. But at the same time, it's nice to be recognized in your community.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with this. I'm just so proud of Whittier, and I've loved this town so much for so long. I don't ever want to leave here. My wife feels a little differently. She's not from here, and she came here because of me. So,
shout out to Blythe. I love her.
Yes, I love her too.
So again, I know we're going to, I'm sorry to interrupt, but shout out to Blythe because if you knew what this application process that we had to do, especially because it's our first time, like we needed to do a cover letter. You had to see this presentation and organization that Blythe, her wife, created. And again, we're all volunteers. So for her, and she is like a long time. And Blythe is a successful lawyer. Like she is busy. Like she has a career.
Yes.
So for her to really organize this whole big application process is beyond.
I knew she was the one for the job.
Yeah,
yes, thank you.
Multiple snaps for Blythe because it's like.
I knew she was the one for that job
and the one in life.
Absolutely. And by the way, I'm not wearing my ring right now because it's getting repaired. Don't think I'm not representing right now. But I knew she was the one for the job. She's beyond intelligent. Just the best writer. Organized. Yeah. Oh, she's just so amazing. So 14 years we've been together, and it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. But she's just so passionate about everything that she does. She puts full attention, full effort. It's just insane how she juggles work, personal life, family, volunteering. And she went for it, and it was a great package.
Awesome.
Oh, thank gosh. I mean...
Yeah, I think everyone kind of freaked out a little bit.
It was like, but even like for you, because she's part of the committee of initially of finding a location.
Yeah, logistics.
Like the logistics of it, which doesn't really seem like you think about it, like, but there's so much that goes into the logistics and location of a festival. Like there's so many factors that you have to kind of figure out like again, we have a dream team. Like
we do.
We really utilized everyone's strengths because I could not do what Blythe did. I'm so chaotic and like unorganized and like that I would not.
Best for marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm just a hot mess. That's perfect for marketing and PR, not for the application and logistics. Like, so we're just very lucky. I think we all just work well. We have great strengths, and it just meshed.
I think you're right, though. Everyone's utilizing their strengths in this committee, and it's showing.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone's strength is really coming through, and together as a team, we work really well. I also have to shout out to like Greg and everyone at the city who's been really patient.
Greg Alaniz.
Yes, with questions and and he's been there. I mean, he's been really supportive and just answering questions and making sure we're clear on the do's and don'ts.
Right.
So that was a big help as well for the application process.
Yes.
Because off the bat, we knew what we could and could not do.
Yes.
So,
that's a really good point.
City people, great, they've been great too.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, because
It's
if
really
they wouldn't
come-
have been
yeah.
so communicative with us, like we could have just handed in this application
Oh.
and they would have been like, "Nope, sorry, like you didn't do this,
Exactly.
this." But they really spelled it out for us, and again, that could be overwhelming, but that was so good for us because we just made sure it happened. Like we did everything we had
Yep.
to do, and that was because they were open and they communicated. Listen, this is what it looks like to throw a festival with regards to in a park,
Right.
So.
And I forget her name,
Katie Galvin.
Oh,
Servitovic.
Yes, I love Katie. We're actually friends.
Oh,
Katie and I.
I love Katie.
Yeah, and her wife, and we're all friends.
Yeah.
But a woman that is in charge of the application process there at the city.
The city clerk,
I don't know her name.
Lisa Pope.
Lisa Pope.
What's the city clerk?
Is she about to retire?
No.
Okay.
I can't
Well,
remember.
she came in
Sorry.
and sat in. Greg sat with us over 2 meetings,
Okay.
which was great. And then he brought in someone that deals with the application process so that she could give us her do's and don'ts and what to do and how to,
So you guys were walked through this process like
pretty well. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That they took the time out of their day to sit down with us twice
Yeah.
and really go through this application page by page and give us the heads up.
That's very supportive.
He's right. We could have turned in some,
Right.
incorrect application and been denied and delayed the process,
Yes,
and we wouldn't have this
absolutely.
date.
Do you think that is reflective of how much this community has been longing and needing an event like this, right? That people are willing
I think
to
so.
I think.
extend their kindness, extend their time, extend their resources to make this happen. Because I know when people believe in something, right, they will take the time out of their day to make whatever your project or your vision is, like, come
That's
to
what
fruition.
I hope.
Yeah.
I like to see the good in people, and I do. I when I was there at the city, and my wife and I were at the city. I was hoping that it was genuine and that they really did want or were on our side and do want some change and do want to see our community come together that way. We're not blind and we're not deaf. We know that there are people who are against it, but also respectful to us. That I'm appreciative of that. I was grateful to hear some feedback. Hey, we're not really on board with your lifestyle, but we respect you and. As long as this is a safe,
follow the rules.
Follow the rules, safe event,
Right.
there's no problem. So, and our people, there's a reason why we're called gay, right? Because we're happy.
Totally.
I don't want to go to a festival to fight.
Right.
We're there to have a good time.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I'm not as worried as I was originally. I was very afraid of retaliation, just because we live in a very crazy world and crazy times. But I'm much more optimistic now and excited, and I don't feel like there's going to be any real issues. And safety is the biggest concern for us as well, not just for the community, but for everyone involved, everyone who's put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. We want a good outcome for the future.
Yes.
We want this to be an annual event.
Okay. Well, as we begin to wrap up, I wanted to get a short soundbite from you guys, right? Obviously, I'm a therapist, a marriage and family therapist, and that is something that often comes into my practice of adolescents dealing with identity, right? And the lack of support, or perhaps some of that initial shock that comes from parents, right? Especially you, Melissa, and maybe both of you can chime in on, from a parent's perspective, what can, like, maybe some advice or feedback to parents that are having that difficulty accepting their child's identity. I know that's like a big one,
so
but
heavy.
Yeah, that one's a heavy one. You know, like I said originally, it starts in the home. And even though as parents we may struggle with whatever it might be, because it's not just being gay anymore. It's so many other things that they could throw at us.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna
polyamory.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like a I know, I'm so bad with all these.
I'm so bad with that.
I'm like LGBTQ what? You know, like how many more? So I'm trying to be correct here, but there's so many
facets of
if you
identity,
will, lifestyles, if you will. Okay, we don't have the manual. I understand that we have our own baggage, our own, upbringing that makes us who we are today. But I think we have to look at our kids with fresh set of eyes, as hard as that may be. As far as getting over that, I don't know. Talk to someone. Go to a therapist. I do encourage parents, if your child comes out to you, see a therapist. Talk it out.
Right.
Because it's not easy. And I realized that when I came out to my parents. My parents struggled very much with that. And I put myself in their shoes. And I get it that maybe we have a vision of what our child's future is going to look like. But it's not for us to do it, to plan, to set that for them. They need to make their own path. All we need to do, as hard as it may be at times, is just be super supportive, loving, open door policy. Let's talk. Hey, check in, and just talk to your child.
right?
Yeah.
Talk to your child.
So open dialogue.
Yeah, open dialogue is number one. It's so hard to raise children.
Right.
But when they have this huge monkey on their back and they feel like if they say something, they're going to get kicked out or rejected or called names or physically abused. These things are happening.
Right.
It's just devastating. And we as parents have that responsibility. We brought them into this world. They did not ask to be brought into this world. So we have to stick it out, thick and thin. So that's the way I kind of view things. And that's what my wife and I practice with our own child.
Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Any tidbits from you?
Well, I mean, coming from we'll switch it to more of an optimist, because that's what I'm going to say. I'm very optimistic and positive. So the good thing is, coming from a different generation, is things are changing for the better. So like for people that are in their 50s that are part of the LGBT community, it is different for them as a teenager, as a gay, lesbian, bisexual. It's completely different. So the good thing is parents should know that it is changing. So no, your kids are going to be all right. They just need you. They need you as a parent. They can live fulfilling, amazing, successful lives.
Wow. Absolutely.
100%. And we're living in a world where it's not as big of a deal to be that gay kid in school.
Well, at least in California.
At least in California. That is true. Amen to California.
Let's be real.
Let's be real.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I guess that's the other thing, is your kids are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Virginia.
Unless yes. Let's not get any hate. So yeah, I guess that would be my only thing, is it's changing.
It is changing.
Even though there are parts in the US that it's not changing as quickly, or it's not as great as it is in California, I think overall, I think it's changing.
I mean, when would you hear that there's a drag show at a high school
right?
talent show.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And there's a boy that goes to Lucerna. He wears makeup every day. Everyone treats him treats him just fine.
Yeah.
And I heard a story that some of the football players were sticking up for him.
Oh, good.
I love
mean,
that.
what?
Love it.
I love it.
So I love our school. I love our school so much, and I love our students, and they make me proud. But there is, the groups that they join, the clubs.
It's different. It's different
totally
in a good
different.
way. Yeah, and that's a good thing.
Totally.
Kids are holding hands, same-sex couples
Yeah.
holding
I
hands
know,
at
I
school,
see that all the time.
kissing.
Yes.
But gay or straight, I don't want to see kids kissing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
don't.
As a mom.
I don't volunteer to watch a makeout session with two kids. Gross.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we're going to start winding down with some of our questions.
Yes, so I just want to confirm so people can email Pride vendors at whittieryouthbuild.org and Pride info at whittieryouthbuild.org.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. And we're all over social media.
Okay, what was your handle?
Pride Whittier, at Pride Whittier.
Are you on like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the goodies?
All the goodies.
Perfect. So, now we're going to go into our What's Up Whittier final questions that we do. If Whittier was missing anything, what do you think it is? What would you...
A cheesecake factory.
In general?
Yeah.
Come on, Brea.
We have two great perspectives. We have a Whittier local, and then we have someone who just is introduced to Whittier. So it's like, what do you say, Cheesecake Factory? Or unless you really want to, whatever. If that's your answer, you could totally have that as your answer. Someone said In-N-Out one time, so.
Oh, Whittier doesn't have an In-N-Out?
We're getting one.
We have an In-N-Out, but it's in South Whittier.
There's one down Whittier,
Santa Fe
right?
Springs, that's La
considered-
Habra.
You're right. No, I don't think so. I don't think we need one.
Well, we're getting one at the Groves.
Oh, we
New
are?
development. You guys didn't know that?
No.
Breaking news.
Scoops McGoops over here.
Follow What's Up
What else
Whittier
is
for
going
all
on
the scoop. A Canes. They're putting a Canes over there.
I've never had cake.
Oh, Raising Cane's?
Yeah, Raising Cane's.
Lakewood just got one, and
Yes,
it
they
is
did.
amazing.
My daughters drove to La Habra, and they were like, meh.
Oh, I enjoy myself. You get the French fry. You get. Yes, there's you can modify the order and get extra French fries instead of the garlic bread. It's just
Really?
Yes.
You can fry. Okay.
Yeah. So don't do coleslaw. I know. So don't do coleslaw or garlic bread unless you want that. You can do extra fries instead of those. And their fries and chicken fingers
The fries
are amazing.
are so good.
Date.
And their sauce.
Yeah,
okay.
Do you guys know what I would do to have a French fry right now?
That's so true.
Sugar-free candy.
I'm okay.
We have some water. Oh, not
I'm
even.
good.
Okay.
I would say, so I was just at Long Beach Pride, kind of scoping out.
Me too.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so were we, yeah.
So I rode a lime and a bird scooter for the first time.
What?
Whittier is
Oh, the lime.
the
Yes.
motorized
Yes.
scooters.
Uh-huh.
Whittier
The
needs to get,
rentals.
because you guys, it's so central here in Whittier. You can go to Central Park and be by Greenleaf real quick to the restaurants. That part, especially Uptown Whittier, is perfect for lime, bird. Shout out to all of them. It's motorized scooter. It's an app, and you scan. It's like Uber on a scooter.
What?
I know. It's so easy to get around. It's
fun.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
Again, that's probably not the best answer I should give, but if you're impulsively asking
fun.
me, I think Whittier would benefit from that because you can get to so many little quick locations.
So I saw the scooters everywhere, but I have no idea what they're about. My husband's like, oh, we need to get, he said the same thing. We need to get some of those in Whittier.
Yeah, it's their companies. The big ones are Bird, Lime, and I think Razor is another one. And it's an app. You download the app. The app tells you where they are in your perimeter, and you just scan it, and then you just start riding, and they go 10 to 15 miles an hour, and it's cheap. I rode one probably for 20 minutes in Long Beach, just driving around, and it cost $6.
No,
so I swear, and it was. I'm every community that fits Long Beach, it's great. WeHo would be great. Whittier, especially Uptown Whittier, just to kind of get around, it would be perfect. So I would say motorized scooters.
I like that. I like that.
I actually have a different answer.
Oh, good.
Okay, Melissa.
What I would like to see in Whittier, and I'm going to piggyback on Henry Bouchot's idea, is making Greenleaf a promenade You know how the promenade takes the street away?
Oh.
And it's kind of like there's kiosks in the middle.
Yes. Like in Santa Monica.
Like in Santa Monica.
Like
Yes.
So maybe between, I forget the name of that. It's Ward Street, I think.
Wardman and Bailey or Hadley, all the way.
And Philadelphia. No, and Hadley.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I thought they were talking like Philadelphia too, but that would make sense. Wardman, because that's like the theater.
Yeah,
too.
the theater too.
Yeah, so Wardman all the way up to Hadley.
I think having that promenade feel and vibe, maybe getting like bigger stores into that area to bring in some more revenue for the city. I'm always thinking, how can the city benefit?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Always. And with this, the same. I originally wanted Pride to be from Philadelphia to Wardman.
Oh, on Greenleaf.
On Greenleaf. And the whole alcohol issue would have been resolved with the restaurants.
With the restaurants.
And have the restaurants contain their consumers. Right? And then have the middle part
like
as the
another
festival.
regular festival, like the
Right.
Los Muertos festival
Exactly.
or the car show. Yeah,
Perfect.
absolutely.
That's exactly
Great
what I saw.
examples.
That was the vision I saw for this event. But honestly, it would be awesome to have
would
that
be
type
so
of
cool.
promenade feel,
Right.
And have a lot of the walking,
Yes.
you know.
Totally.
You know what? You just took me on a vision quest right now, and it was
saw it?
fabulous.
Was
Yes.
it?
Yes.
I think
yes.
it's important if we all visualize it. Maybe it'll.
Yeah,
No, but
especially the kiosks and stuff, and the whole there's so many good restaurants, dessert, bars, sushi, barbecue. I mean, it goes the theater, the Nixon building. There's just so much there.
And
It
there's
would
so
be
much
nice.
that's happening too right now that's coming along. I think that's a great idea because if you have a promenade, you automatically have a space for all the festivals. You don't
Right.
need to call the police to
Right.
shut down traffic. You don't need to
Right.
have city works,
No.
Yeah.
because I
Good
coordinated
point.
the car show last year.
Oh,
I was
okay.
working at the Whittier Uptown Association. So it's like, I know what you guys are dealing with.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot. And it's awesome that you guys are having it at the park because that makes it a little bit more cost effective, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Because do you guys have to hire like security
Oh, yeah.
and all of those details?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
We need to
Trash.
emphasize funding for all of that.
Yes.
Any angels out there? Any angels?
Need some funding.
Exactly.
Please reach out to
One more thing
Pride
I'd want to
Info.
do. I'd want to do it like a dash. You know, like downtown has the dash
Oh,
bus.
yeah.
It's a quarter, and it kind of just takes you
Like
around.
a people mover.
A people mover.
Yes.
And how cool would that be to have within Whittier?
Uh-huh.
Instead of having to take the Montebello line, which I don't take a bus, but
Right.
I
hear
see
you.
people busing all the time. How cool would it be to have a local dash bus system
Yeah.
where it's just moving people within our
Right.
our area?
You know, it's funny that you say that is because right before this, we had another interview. Remo and I interviewed Mayor Vinatieri, and that's exactly what he would want.
You're
That's what he
kidding.
said. It was a people mover. So there's one in the works, and the potential trail, I guess, is starting at Whittier College on Painter, and then it goes down Philadelphia, and it'll take you to the new Groves site, right?
Yes.
And then it comes down Whittier Boulevard, and I think it goes down Lambert. I'm not exactly sure about the southern part of
Right.
it, but then it'll go to the Whitwood, it'll go to the
how
Quad,
fun.
and it'll come right back up Painter.
Exactly.
Boom.
Okay, shout out to the mayor.
Shout out.
We're on the same page, man.
Awesome. So that was our first Whittier question.
Okay,
Wow.
that was fun.
I know, that was
was a
great.
good one.
That was a long question. I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so our next question is, what spots do you like to hit up for like your favorite drink, favorite food to eat, or like your favorite dessert? Like,
And again,
here
I
in
love
Whittier?
this. Two different perspectives, a local and
I
a
know.
newcomer.
So, for me, again, because I'm not a local, so for me, Nixon, they've just been so.
yeah.
Shout out to
Food's good,
Lucy.
too.
Lucy
Oh,
is
yes.
so
We should
amazing.
go to dinner after this at
I know,
Nixon.
seriously. Yes, I mean, Lucy is.
Are we invited?
Totally. Lucy is. She came to one of our meetings. She donated things. So, and I went. So they have a. It was really cool. They have like a speakeasy night Fridays and Saturdays from 9 to 2.
LGBTQ.
Yeah, it's like in the
On the
back.
little side, yeah.
Yes, and they had like a DJ.
By the bathrooms?
Yeah, bathrooms. Yes, literally. Yeah, that's how you know. So like, and there's like a DJ and like disco strobe light kind
Yeah,
of
super
thing.
cute.
Like it's like a little mini cute.
Yeah.
There's like a little VIP.
This, like
area.
this room. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a little VIP area. And that was so much fun. I mean, it was. I was just kind of blown. I was not expecting that to be in the back of the room. So I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. Yeah, a little speakeasy. The other place that I went to for dinner with some of the marketing team was Crooked
Gaff Kitchen.
Yes.
CGK.
They were super nice.
Oysters and martinis.
You just went there with your husband.
I did.
Oh, their waitress was like, because again, I just shamelessly talk about Whittier Pride to everyone.
PR marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Marketing.
Chaos right here. Chaos. No organization.
That's his strength.
So I started, and she was like, "You need to come. We have this back table over here. It's really big. You guys can have meetings here." So we didn't really speak to the owner, but I forget her name. But our waitress was super excited and was like, "Come back, come back." So those are two really great experiences of restaurants I've had here. I had cocktails and some food.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, as a Whittier native, we like to support
classics. Let's go.
local small business, small restaurants, mom and pops. I love those. Yang's over on Whittier and First. Got a shout out to my Yang's people. We love Cal Grill. So hi Nick. Auntie's.
Where is Yang's?
Yang's is on Whittier Boulevard and First.
Oh, that's way down there.
Yes,
That's almost La
East
Habra.
Whittier,
Oh,
right?
Got it.
Because I live in East Whittier.
Yes.
I don't live in Uptown.
Right.
Um,
And we are in East Whittier, for the record.
Right, we are.
It's convenient to the
Oh
three
yeah,
of us.
I'm
You
in
had a-
East Whittier. Yes, we're in East Whittier. Joy Sushi.
Yes, I love Joy.
Love Joy. Toast.
Oh, yeah,
Another
so-
South Whittier
yes,
business, but delicious. Yeah. I gotta give a shout out to Jack's. You know, they're
Yes,
a staple here in Whittier. The chicken dinner.
Can't beat it.
No, you can't beat it. We went there last night. I had
dinner.
a cup of soup. It was delicious. But it's kind of that place where everybody knows your name. So we go in hugging people and stuff, and that's always nice. Same with Cal Grill. They treat us like royalty over
They
there.
were really nice to us.
Aren't they very nice?
Yeah, we went
Yes.
there for lunch the other
Yep.
week.
So yeah, I love Whittier businesses. I love Whittier restaurants.
Awesome.
So
And Carla, since you're our guest host, you can answer that one.
Oh, what is my favorite spot?
Yeah, what places are you going like nowadays? You go out a lot.
Well,
not like a
actually-
bad thing. You invite me, it's fine.
I tried what used to be like Bailey's, and now it's like Peruvian food.
Bailey's
Yes.
Peruvian cuisine or kitchen.
I miss
Yes.
Bailey's
Yeah,
so
me too.
much.
I love Bailey's Street Kitchen.
Yes, but I have to say, my husband loves Peruvian food, and
Okay.
it's like we went there with his family the other day, and it was amazing.
Really?
So,
Yum.
the one that I've been dying, but every time I go, it's super full. What is the vegan?
Modern Shaman.
Modern Shaman.
Yes.
Yes.
We went there.
It's like the hottest club right now.
Yes, we had the vegan menu though.
Oh, they have that.
It was actually really good. Surprisingly.
You guys got to get the alchemy bowl, the Four Directions salad. It's all really good. All the food.
Yum.
Food is very tasty.
Yeah. So I think those are I mean, I've mentioned plenty before.
You have
I
on the
know.
podcast, but your
I-
thing is the bread pudding at the bottle room.
The bread pudding at the bottle room. The Crook and Gaff has amazing wherever they have bread pudding.
Oh, yeah, they do.
It's gonna be
Yes.
in my face.
Yeah.
I miss Vintage Cafe.
Yes.
The margarita. I mean, the martinis.
the spicy mango.
Spicy mango martini. The lemon drop martini.
Have you been to the new Guild Hall with the esports game bar? That's what replaced it.
Oh, really?
it's
No,
called
I haven't
Guild
been there.
Hall Bar, yeah.
I saw some TVs on the wall when I passed by, but
So it's like they have I think Twitch is the channel where people will play games and whatever, video games. So they have esports on, but they also have a whole shelf full of board games. So I went there the other night. I saw some random people in the community, and we played Clue and
fun.
That's a
Blockets.
cool idea.
They have the most random games. It's really cool. You guys should
That
check it out.
is a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
fun.
Yeah.
I love
Great
Whittier.
idea.
I love Whittier.
I know, see?
So since you love Whittier, our last question is: what is your favorite Whittier memory?
Wow.
Shit got deep right now.
I got really deep.
This answer does. Yeah, you can.
God, I have so many good memories, but you can go if you know.
Oh,
She's like, I didn't even think about it. Oops.
putting me on the spot. My favorite Whittier memory is just living here in this community. My family is Hacienda Heights in La Mirada, so we're in like the middle between them, but it's my first #adulting home with my husband, so we have been building memories with our dogs, eating. We gained so much weight the first year we moved in. Oh my gosh. Getting to know people like Christine, you guys today. It's like building, like, community is a verb. Like, you really have to build it, and it came so fast for me. And, just surrounding myself with people that are like-minded. And, that is my biggest takeaway in memory, is just this feeling established, like I set my roots here, right? And it hasn't been that long, but, I grew up in La Mirada, so it's not,
Right.
But, that is, planting roots here with my hubby and our doggos. So, yeah, that's going to be my highlight.
Love it. You guys ready?
You got it.
I would have to say probably Founders Day. So shout out to Founders Day because it was a lot of fun. I didn't know what to expect. It was our first event where we were like, for me, it's a memory because it was like our first like official. We paid for a spot. We were supposed to be there. We had our little booth. We had a great location. They really, Whittier Museum hooked us up. Like, that was an amazing location. And it was just fun. Like, everyone was extremely excited. Again, all of my experience as an outsider has been incredibly amazing with how excited everyone is for this festival. So I would say Founders Day because it was just awesome. I got to square dance. I had never square danced in my life. This lady came up to me and was like, "I choose you." And I'm like, all right. Like, cool. And so we square danced. Melissa and I square danced. And I got to speak to a lot of people part of it because, again, I'm very like, I can't sit still. I'm surprised I was able to sit still this long. So, like, I got to just walk around and I met other people. And there was this... I forget her name, but she was so sweet. She was part of the Whittier Museum. She did like the cake run or like the cake circle.
The cakewalk.
Cakewalk. Like, it was just, I got to really meet amazing people. We Are Whittier were there, and they gave me a cute, gift, not gift card, like a thank you card. I don't know what it was.
Postcard?
Postcard, that's the word. Postcard with a sticker, and they're like, we want you to have this, because they've been super engaging with us on social media.
That's sweet.
And I finally it was really sweet, because when I first walked up to them, I'm like, hey, I'm Pride Whittier, I'm the one that's talking to you on social media. And she just came up and gave me the biggest hug, and it was just
shout out to Jenny and Pedro.
Jenny and Pedro, they were just super excited to finally meet, because, I speak to all these people online, you don't see them.
Internet friends,
and yes, yeah.
Right.
They're just,
I love your internet friends.
Jenny, yeah, they were just incredible. So that was just a really special day for me, I guess, because it was like, that solidified, okay, this is happening, because we just made an announcement. We are here.
That's so funny. Okay, so my best memory of Whittier was probably when my wife and I bought our house, and we all moved in. And, we've raised our girls there. Mm-hmm. And we've had pool parties, bonfires, countless birthday parties, celebrations, holidays, and just feeling so good in our home and as a family, because we're a blended family. So, we came together in that house. Mm-hmm. And just the love that grew there, the support, the learning, right. Just that safety in our home. And, I love to decorate. So house is nicely decorated and everyone likes to be there. So I think just memories of us moving to our home and actually becoming a family under one roof was probably my best memory.
Oh. So I bet your home is really your favorite place in Whittier.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
She's got a
and
cool
not a lot
backyard.
of people can say that.
I've only seen it online, but it's pretty cool. There's like a hot tub and a pool.
I only checked it out on Google Earth, but it's nice.
Yeah. So those are my favorite memories. Awesome. Probably home memories. Just because so much has happened. We've all